Hey everyone, welcome back to Going Great Guns. It's me, JT Gooner at Armchair Gooner, and
It's me, Anthony, at Guna Go. It's been a while, John.
it's been ages. You cut off right as you gave your Twitter feed, Twitter handle. Give it again, Ann.
Guna Gospel,
There we go.
Guna Gospel on Instagram, Guna Gospel on YouTube, man.
As you were just saying, man, it's been far too long since we did one of these. There's been loads that we could talk about, but I guess there's only really one. There's only one topic of conversation going today, isn't there? Really?
Definitely, man. Definitely. Um, yeah. If you don't know, Cronky out. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, we could talk about the ESL. We could talk
Yeah.
about it has been sort of overrun by us, the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, let's talk a little about it because obviously we haven't spoken over this period.
No.
I haven't got your views on it and how you felt about it, how you heard about it, how it made you feel.
So I heard about it on the Sunday. I think it was just. I think I heard about it, or it might be Monday. Just as I was about to record my own video there, and it was after the 1-1 draw with Fulham. Definitely, I hadn't heard about it before the game kicked off.
Yeah,
Um. So I heard about it. Actually, I heard about it on Twitter. I turned Twitter on and I saw that someone else had tweeted that we were the Arsenal thing where they said we're one of the 12 founder members. I was like, wait, what? Where's this come from?
when did we find?
And it was, and straight away, my reaction was, well, no. I mean, it was a step to. It's a step towards franchising that I don't agree with. It feels like we're going into an NFL model.
Yeah,
And
no
it was,
and
yeah, no relegation. No, I mean, you have to be elected into. You get there was a promotion as such, but it was weird, and it was just it was done. Do you know what? If for me, if they had turned around and said, like the 6 teams from England, if they had said we're thinking about doing this, let's canvass the fans first,
yeah,
that wouldn't have been so bad. But the fact they came out and went wallop, yeah, we're done.
yeah,
Whoa, hang on.
here we're done. Exactly that, man. You know,
you know,
I felt blindsided myself, like you're saying, man. It's
yeah,
like it came out of nowhere. We went, we drew the Fulham game, fuming about it. Can
yeah,
get that a bit later, but yeah, we drew the Fulham game, and then it was like, bosh, here's some news. We're in the ESL. What is the?
yeah, because
Yeah, it's sort of the same. I found out about it after the game. It was a bit later after the game. I think it was in pretty late in the evening, man. Pretty late in the evening. And when I found that out, first of all, I was like, wait, what is this? Sort of reading about it. I thought, oh, maybe. And then you sort of started seeing, oh, we can't be relegated. We're going to be playing Barcelona every weekend,
it's
or week, should I say. And it's unfair on everyone else. Like, everyone else is not being drawn into this. You
yeah,
know? So when you saw that, you thought, hold on a second, is this sort of some rich boys members club or something? Like,
totally,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, if
yeah,
you have,
it,
I'm hearing a rumor saying something about they all paid to get into this club. So 8 million or something like that.
something, yeah.
Yeah, they all paid to get into it. So if you ain't got the money, you can't join. But it's just, yeah, it was a joke of a thing, man.
Yeah.
Of a
I
thing.
mean,
Like,
if I'm being 100% honest, I don't think it's going away. It's gone away now in this form. It will happen. It's coming. I think we have to be. I mean, the Champions League is pretty much, especially the way they've expanded that now as well. Just quickly on that, I know again turned on Twitter today and Gundogan's tweeted out saying, "Oh, there's no one going to think of the players. They've just expanded the Champions League by 4 games, whatever." It's like, mate, you get paid enough money to be able to play 2 extra games a week. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, you've missed the point of the whole thing about the European Super League was, like you said, it's taking it away from everyone else. If you
Yeah.
ain't got the money, you ain't playing with us. It's pretty much like the Big Six have picked the ball up and gone, it's our ball, we're going home now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you know.
Not can play with a bottle cap. But no, it's a bit of a joke, man. And yeah, like I'm hearing about Champions League, they're gonna maybe add a place as well.
Yeah.
Sort of have 5 teams from England, an extra team from here, an extra team from there. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke, and I don't know if it's to sort of appease those Big Six owners or the owners of all these clubs that want a little bit extra for their money. Because I feel like it's coming down to a lot of the American owners as well, because they've sort of come here, seen how we run things, and ain't happy with it. They're like, hold on a second, I can pump all this money into a club and actually be relegated, actually not in the Champions League. That's how it works, mate. I'm sorry. It's like gambling, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You know, this is the way football is over here. I'm sorry, man. And if that affects you and that doesn't make you feel good and you're upset about it, you know where to go, mate. Go. Leave.
This is exactly it. And it's like I said in my video on Monday, and that's when. So I hadn't actually learned or known that much about it. It's why I only really briefly touched on it. But the problem is, because we've got so many foreign owners, and I'm not against foreign owners at all in the Premier League, but because we've lost that English core at the back, so they don't know how the fans feel about their clubs. They don't realise just how much in England. Yeah. The club is a part of the community, isn't it? Whereas in America, you can move it around wherever you like; it don't matter.
Yeah.
But Arsenal is Islington, and Tottenham are Middlesex, and that's what it's all. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about being the hub of the community.
And this is it. And they want to take that and sort of throw so much money at it, take it away from us, and us playing elsewhere in Dubai, in America, here, there, everywhere.
Do you know what? That's where it's going as well, and it won't stop. It won't stop at the Super. Because I don't think they use the European Super League on the branding. They just call it the Super League, which says to me they're opening that up. That's going to go to China. That's going to, you're going to have clubs from everywhere, all over the world. Which again, if they do it right, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing. But it can't be in place of what we've got. And
it can't be a thing where it's only the rich that can get involved in it. Do you know what I mean? It has to be all inclusive. That is football. Football's always been all inclusive. Do you know what I mean? Like they say, look, all these sort of sports that you try to get your kids into and whatnot, and they're asking you for this money and that amount. With football, it's never been that way. You know, because you play. That's it. You know what I mean? It's always been an inclusive sport, and I want to keep it that way, man.
See, I saw a tweet and I replied to it. So Charlie Adams tweeted it. Was it Charlie Adams? It was, no, it wasn't Charlie Adams. It was one of the current Southampton players. He said they're taking this away from the working man. It's taken away from working man sport. I was like, hang on a minute, mate. Sky did that the minute they started charging to watch games. Suddenly you've got season tickets that cost £1,000 a pop. You've got players on £100,000 a week wearing 100 pairs of boots that are worth 150 quid that kids are trying to copy, and they have to have those boots. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's gone. This all started with Sky, and then you had Gary Lineker saying, "Oh, if it goes ahead, I can't broadcast. I won't broadcast any of their matches because it's taking it away from the fan." I was like, Gary, mate, you present the Champions League on BT Sport. That used to be free to air. Yeah. And now we have to pay to watch it on BT Sport. So you haven't got moral. Where were your morals then? You know, and that's why I've got a problem with Gary Neville. You've probably seen me tweeting out. I can't disagree with anything Gary Neville says, mate. But the fact that he was part of the team that walked out in the FA Cup to go and play in an invitational tournament that meant nothing to anyone. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it don't sit well with me.
The money. Yeah. And the whole thing is all these like broadcasters, your Skies, your BTs, everyone sort of tweeting about it and putting their points across about it. It's only because their money's been, pardon my French, fucked with. Do you know?
You know it, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
So, and the same sort of happens with the government as well. I don't want to put, you know what I mean?
This is where I go quiet because of where I work.
No, this is the thoughts are of Guna Gospel, the thoughts of Guna, but the same sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it starts to mess with your money, then you start caring about it. You start hiring all these big shot lawyers. We need to make sure that that sort of contract gets rubbed out and whatever. Where's the sort of vim for racism, mate?
They're absolutely, like you said before, right? They're up in arms about the European Super League because, in my opinion, I haven't seen or heard anything of this, but I imagine that the clubs will control the TV rights themselves, so they will broadcast it via their own broadcast channels to keep the money coming into them. UEFA, FIFA, they're up in arms about it. Well, it's not right. But they're more than happy to go to Qatar and have a World Cup out there despite all their human rights issues and all that sort of stuff, because the money's coming rolling in, mate.
There you go. And this is like I'm not saying that the fans didn't have a lot to do with the change and stuff, but the real money men had their money fucked with. Do you know what I mean? So this is why this has happened. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't change the fact we all stood up, unified together, and said, "We're this. We don't want to be where we haven't earned, basically." Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be there. I don't want to be getting slapped by Real Madrid every week, getting slapped by Bayern Munich every week. We need to get to that point where we're good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we get to challenge these teams. You know?
Yeah, totally agree. And that's what the whole point of the Champions League is about. I did that because it's not Champions League anymore, is it? I mean, that is basically European Super League anyway, isn't it? Because and that's what that is about. Because those games only run during the season, so you see one or two games every now and again. It's not like, oh, who have we got this week? Barcelona. We played them last week. Yeah, but it's away this week. You're like, oh, what? You're just seeing it week in, week out, and like you say, getting spanked. We haven't earned it. We just bought our way into it. You know, we would be no better than, that Arsenal fans have quite rightly lauded it over Chelsea for ages, saying you didn't have a history until Abramovich turned up. We would just be as bad. We would just be as bad because we've gone, well, look, we're not good enough for that. But if we whack a load of money down, we can join in.
Yeah, we can join in. And do you know what? Yeah, Chelsea, at least their owner cares about them. You know what I mean? That's one thing. I know that they were involved in all of this, and you know what I mean, they took part in all of this, but I really feel like their owner sort of jumped at it because, like, I don't know if you saw the quote from Vinay, and he was saying how, it was a train and we didn't want to get left behind. I feel like that's probably more for the Man Cities and the Chelseas, where their owners ain't really, they're happy to pump money into their club because they really want their club to prosper. Do you know what I mean? I felt like they probably felt like it was a train they had to get aboard. Do you know what I mean? With us, I feel like it was more conniving, more sort of, let's make this happen.
But, because we're one of the big boys.
Yeah.
Sort
of hang around the back there somewhere, ending up bottom every season. We're not going to win it. Do you know what I mean? We're not. I don't want involvement in a sort of competition like that, man.
No, I mean, there was. If I'm being 100% honest, there was a part of me that does agree with that sentiment as well. If they're pulling away, if we want to be considered a big club, we've got to be involved in it in some way. But you're right. But it can't, not the way it was done, not by just slapping a load of money down. And when you, like say, Abramovich, you can see him doing that because he cares. Because whether you like him or not, as a silent, again, you never hear from Abramovich speaking really, but he's willing to put money into the club week in, week out. We don't see that sort of investment really. We've had a couple of seasons where they've put a bit of money in, but we don't see that week in, week out. For them to suddenly go, oh, we're going to slap a load of money down, it shows he doesn't care about the club. He cares about how much the club can make him, because he knows he'll get more money being in that Super League than he would do if he stuck where he was. So it wasn't part of, oh, we need to keep up with him. It's like we're going to whack our money in and draw a load of money back out. And the good thing is, it's cost them money as well now. They've had to pay like, is it $3.5 million to break the contract?
Yeah.
So, and that's the only language they understand, mate. That's the only language. And the only way we could have done it, like you say, well, watching the fans mobilise was superb. You know, the way everyone, didn't matter what club you supported, everyone was against it. And I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And so the only other way you can do that, if you really want to get stuff done, is to not, I mean, we can't at the moment anyway because we're not allowed in, but it's to start boycotting games. Yeah. Because that's where it hurts them.
Definitely.
And did I hear right that you're on the way you're going to go today? Yeah, you're going to protest today.
Yeah. I'm going to get involved.
Man, my boy.
Balls, man. Like, I know you got to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I want Kroenke out, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure you're the same, and I'm sure 99.9% of Arsenal fans are the same, because since he's come in, he's done nothing for us, man. Do you know what I mean? The little tidbits we've had here and there ain't good enough for a size of a club like Arsenal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like he's just taking money out, taking bits and pieces out, and he's happy to sort of keep us mediocre, man.
Yeah, as long as the money keeps ticking over for him, he don't mind where we are in the league. As long as he's getting his 3.5 million a year consultancy fee, he's happy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's panicked after the last few years of not coming in the Champions League, and I think that's sort of probably edged him towards this Super League thing. And obviously now that's done, hopefully he's thinking, do you know what, it might not even be worth this hassle, you know what I mean, and walks away. But who knows, man, he might just do it to spite us.
Yeah, I mean, he seems that sort of player. You texted me last night when we were talking about setting this Zoom up about Josh Kroenke. I looked at some of the quotes that he was saying, and you're just like, you're so out of touch with what the actual fans are thinking and how they feel. That I mean, but at least there is a bit of it that says at least he had. I mean, it was all PR for him. I get that. I'm not naive enough to think that, but at least he still did it. Whereas Stan, he's gone silent. You know, there's just nothing. I just want him gone. But I was ambivalent before. I really was. It was like, you know, what can you do? But we need to make a change. We need to make a change.
And this is it. And if not, all we're going to do is sit here and moan every year. Say the manager isn't good enough. The players aren't good enough. This isn't good enough. Oh, we're going to be left. Do you know what I mean? Teams are improving around us, man.
I mean, right. So as you know, I coach my my kids. I'm an assistant manager to my kids' football team, and we went out and we got our first win last week. When we turned up, all the kids were much taller than our boys, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to get turned over." And I got them all in a huddle. And I said, "Listen, let's put this in Premier League. Let's compare this to the Premier League. West Ham haven't got the fourth best team in the league, but they're right up there pushing for being the fourth best team in the league. And why? Because they work together, they work hard, and their club is all one unit." I said, and that's where we're going wrong at the moment, man. We're not. We've got all the right bits in place, but they're not gelling. So, you know, the whole Aubameyang thing, when he rinsed him at the North London derby, when Arteta rinsed him and then left him out of the side. Yeah. And then, you know, and then the Fulham game, it just doesn't feel right. Something still needs to click. And I think you're right. I think getting rid of the owner and having someone that's got Arsenal at their heart would have turned around by now and gone, this ain't good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not just happy to sit and tread water. Something's got to happen. I'm not one of these guys I'm not an Arteta out, and I'm not one of these ones that you want to see changing managers every week. Like with Tottenham kicking Jose out, but something needs to change within the club, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because if we don't have that change up above, we're not gonna sort of make it work. Because at the end of the day, for me, you know me. And I know you. Do you know what I mean? Like, the way we feel about it we feel the sort of same about it. We're happy with sort of certain aspects of the way the club is going in a way. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, don't get me wrong, the results of late have been terrible. The results this season have been terrible. Don't get
yeah,
me wrong, but I see the sort of the bigger picture, if it were, that Edu, Arteta, they've tried to sort of get rid of a load of players, get a load of players off the books,
oops,
in a few players that we need. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
for instance, getting rid of your Mesut Ozil,
so,
getting rid of like Maitland Niles to West Brom, Joe Willock, getting a few people off the books, your Kolasinac, your Mustafis, getting them off the books because they cost a lot. And
yeah,
then just bringing in Erdegaard. Do you know what I mean? So it's trying to balance the books, and I get it. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
in that sort of way, I feel like, yeah, we're moving in the right direction, because
actually,
what Arsenal fans have to realise as well is it's a bigger job than it looks. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Tomorrow, it's not like we can just, let's say, for instance, something happens and we get clocked tomorrow. He ain't gonna just start winning titles and Champions Leagues with that Arsenal sort of structure of
so,
doing things. Do you know what I mean? It's
no,
a massive job. Do you know?
massive,
And
yeah,
little bits are getting sort of cleaned, little bits are getting done. And in that sort of circumstance, I like what's happening at
yeah,
Arsenal, even though we're struggling at the moment, because I see a bigger picture. Do you know what I mean? And I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Arteta could be right for that bigger picture. Don't get me wrong, there's a few things I do question, like
yeah.
why he can't sort of get wins on the bounce as well. He needs to sort of that, get more wins on the bounce. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if it's his G'ing up the players or what. That sort of got to be seen to. But what they've done in the background, I like.
yeah, totally. And like you say, and that again comes from up at the top. So for too long, they were just happy to be to not worry about what was going on in the club and allow signings to get. So, like you say, your Mesut Ozils, your Kolasinacs, your Mustafis, and that lot. They didn't. There wasn't anyone that's got the club at heart at the top going, hang on a minute, these guys aren't good enough. Get rid and let's start work. And so, like you
Yeah,
say,
too much.
it doesn't matter what manager comes in now. They would have had to have cleared all that out, because you
Yeah,
can't. It's just because there's a malaise at the club because they were just allowed to get on with that.
yeah,
And I think you're right. There are little snippets where Arteta's showing. The thing is, we've got to realise, well, he's learning on the job. Other managers have had time in lower leagues and whatnot. So I will cut Arteta slack for that. Some of the football we played in the middle of the season was absolutely diabolical, and I don't know where that come from. And I think part of it was down to the I don't want to lose rather than let's try and win. It was and I think there's still bits of that football in him that he needs to get rid of.
yeah.
And that'll come with coaching, won't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And it's getting as well. We need brave players.
yeah,
Arteta be a bit more brave as well.
yeah,
And there has been snippets where he's shown bravery. Do you know what I mean? Where he's played certain players, and you think, "Wow, that was a big decision." Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
The thing I noticed with bravery is it wins. It even if it doesn't win the game, it can win you. It can win hearts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can win
Yeah.
hearts because we look at it and think, "Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough." You know what
I
I mean?
mean, how have you felt this season? I don't know. I felt so like, and even against Fulham at the start, when I saw that starting lineup, I was like, I'm well happy with that, because you've got Emil Smith Rowe, you've got Martinelli, you've got young lads that have come through the thing, and he's given them their head now. He's given them a chance, and having three behind Lacazette, I think is really good, because Lacazette holds it up, and you've got everyone bobbing around behind him. I think that setup works really well, and Saka, so I think there is. We've got 10 minutes left. We got there are definitely green shoots there, man, and I'm happy about that, and I'm happy we've got representation in the club from kids that want to be there, want to play for the shirt. but like you say, we're not Arteta out or managers out or anything, but we've got to it's got to start. We've got to get people out from the top of the club.
Yeah, definitely. The ones that don't care, man. You know what I mean? The ones that don't care, like, I can't sit here and accuse Arteta of not caring because he's there trying to do a job. He's trying to create a legacy for himself as well.
Yeah.
No one's actively out here trying to do a bad job. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And like I said, there's parts of the whole Arsenal thing right now that are good if you can muddy through the dirt and see what's happening. But yeah, there's parts that really need to improve. Do you know what I mean? Because, like you're saying, the performance against Fulham, it's tough to take. It's tough to take because, like I said, we can't, for some reason, we go and batter Slavia Prague 4-0.
Yeah.
And then draw with Fulham. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we get a consistent run of games?
See, I still think that part of that is that European teams, it's what I've said, the problem with Arsenal on the pitch is that we still play the team in our heads. We're like, oh my God, that's Man United, or oh my God, that's Liverpool. You know, like when we played Liverpool the other day, that weren't the best Liverpool side we've seen in the last 2 years, but yet we still gave them too much respect like they were. This Fulham side beat Liverpool, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, and so it just, and I think that's part of the problem is that the European teams still see us as the Arsenal, whereas the Premier League clubs are still like, well, we can get them, we know we can get points off them.
Very true, very true. I feel the same way about that, you know, because people do look at us and maybe think we're a bit of a light touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you do get at us, we will panic. Where sometimes I sit there and I watch like Liverpool last season and I watch City and I look at them and I think, we do the exact same stuff and teams attack us. Teams don't even think about attacking.
It's mad, isn't it?
You just leave them to pass it about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Distance, just, crazy.
Because it's because a lot of it is all about its perception. It's like you hear about how great the Man City players are, and all that sort of stuff, and then you don't actually hear about the Arsenal players. You just think, well, I can play against him. Whereas if you already turn up Man City going, oh my God, they got De Bruyne, Gundogan, all that sort of stuff, you know. But they go, oh, they've only got Partey in the middle of the field and Xhaka, but
we can get
so yeah. But there we go, you know. That's just being an Arsenal fan at the moment, I suppose. Isn't it? We have to ride through that, you know.
Like, I'd have liked this pod to have been a bit more of a one for you guys, but
I mean, we can go up, but you think, as I say, as bad as we've been, we've still got the possibility of a European Cup, a European final towards it. We've only got 2 games away from being a Euro final. So
yeah, very true.
You know,
predictions for this?
we've got
should we do tonight? And
we've got tonight, and is it next Thursday we're playing?
On Thursday?
Yeah. Are we? Do you know what? I can't even remember. Are we away first? Or are we second? Are we?
We are away first, I think.
Yeah.
And at home second.
Yeah. So I'm going to go. Well, tonight I think it's going to be. I've got a feeling we might put performance in tonight. I think we're going to go 3-1. We won't keep a clean sheet.
This is the Everton game we're talking about, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, of course, yeah.
By this time, the game would have probably been played. By the time
more likely.
But yeah, I've got a prediction. I'm going 2-2.
2-2.
Desmond Tutu. Going for
that's not a bad shout, actually.
Yeah. Villarreal, what do you reckon?
So Villarreal, right? I think the thing is, I know it's Unai Emery, but one of the things he does is he sets out not to lose a game as well. He is one of those. We've seen it now. We've had a year and a half of watching him do it, and he knows a lot of our players, doesn't he? You know, yeah. I know we've brought some of the kids through that he hadn't brought through, but he's going to be I think he's going to be too worried about losing that game. So I think he's going to start really defensively. So if we can attack them, I reckon we've got a decent chance. But I'm going to go squeaky 1-0 win. I think it's going to be backs to the wall. It's going to be not backs to the wall. It's going to be quite a cagey affair.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to surprise you. Hit you with a 3-0.
Oh, lovely. I'll take that all day long. As long as you mean a 3-0 Arsenal.
Arsenal might surprise us. Do you know what I mean? Because, yeah, man, we've had such a weird week. Not the greatest week. And hopefully we come in with a performance, man.
There's a bit of a George Graham feeling about it, isn't it? Where we're sacking off the league and putting all our best performances into Europa League, or cup matches.
Yeah, definitely. Before we shoot off, I know we've got the 5 injuries as well. Well, injuries, the big 5 players. 5 big players. I just hope, Aubameyang's back. Ødegaard. Who else? Smith Rowe,
Lacazette,
and Tierney.
Yeah. Well, obviously Tierney's going to be out till mid-May, they reckon now, don't they? But they did say season long, but you might sneak back in. Yeah. Do you know, in some ways, it might not hurt us that much, in terms of, because they're young kids. You never know. We might even see, because he's about to sign a new contract, we might see Balogun turn up. They might give him a chance. And they're unknown. So people, it's like Tony used to say, you get a free season when you're a new striker in a Premier League because no one knows how you play. So it might work in our favour.
Very true, man. Very true.
I've always got to cling to the optimism. So.
Last thing, who do you go with? Eddie, Martinelli, or Balogun up front for these two?
That's a good shout. Against Everton tonight, I would go with Martinelli up front and play, because it all depends who else he's got fit behind him, innit? That's the problem. But I wouldn't mind giving Martinelli a run up front as a striker, and then probably play Eddie up front against Villarreal as a poacher, and play in behind him and try and get balls into the box.
Yeah.
How about you?
Me, I'd probably go with Martinelli, but for both games, I think give him a run. Hopefully he gets a goal today or a good performance, and then he's good to go on Thursday, man.
Thursday.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But it's been nice catching up with you.
Yeah, man. I've got a unpopular opinion, but we'll leave it for the next one because we haven't got much time left. But it's a beaut. It's an absolute perler. So we'll do that for the next one, man.
Yeah, and we've got to keep this frequent, John.
Yeah, totally.
If we can get on next week, you can give us that unpopular opinion about how we did in our first leg of the Europa League.
Yeah.
We catch up about Everton and whoever we got on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do this to remind me who we're playing.
The thing is, it's difficult because it's like the league don't mean anything anymore, man.
Yeah, they're all dead rubbers now, aren't they, to be fair?
All we care about is Europe now. We're a cup, like you said. We're a cup team now, man.
But I'll take that on my last word. I'll take a cup final and not being managed by Mourinho. Hey!
But Mourinho walked off with another payout.
I was just going to say quickly as well. Isn't it funny how it went on the same day as that was announced? He still managed to make it all about him. Because the stories came out saying that he walked away because of the Europa Super League. He still managed to make it about him.
He knows how to bet.
He does, man.
It's been good catching up with
you. And you, fella.
Last words, Kroenke out.
All the way.
Arsenal fans, immobilise.